What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. Welcome to our daily show where we discuss the fourth stimulus check update, the stimulus package update, daily news, pretty much everything going on here in our country, money, investing, the stock market. Remember, new videos come out here on our channel every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to subscribe down below. It's completely free to do so. I will keep you up to date with everything going on here in our country. And if you find these videos helpful, don't forget to hit the like button for us down below. So as the fiscal year of 2021 has now come to a close, 1.5 million people have been arrested at the border. Illegal immigrants trying to come into the United States. 1.5 million people. This is the most ever. This is the amount of people that they caught coming into the United States. As you can see here, Homeland Security Director Alejandro Mayorkas actually defended the United States, actually saying they did a good job by arresting 1.5 million people. And in a way, he might be right, because that's a lot of that's a lot of people to arrest. But on the other hand, why is the problem so bad? It's a two-prong approach. For example, last year, the year before, we had only 458,000 people arrested. And this is the most ever in the history of the United States. And this is a exacerbated problem that has gotten much, much worse. And the question is, how bad will it get? And yeah, the border crisis has gotten much, much worse. Yeah, and the question is it going to continue to get worse? Will they be able to fix this anytime soon? Now, remember that the Supreme Court has just ruled that they have to put the Remain in Mexico policy back in place, and Biden has gone along with this as well, has not challenged it or anything along those lines. So the Remain in Mexico policy has now going to be reinstated. They have to kind of get Mexico's blessing to do this. They have to get Mexico to kind of agree with this. So they're talking with Mexico to actually talking with Mexico it's themselves to get them to allow this, believe it or not. Yeah, so hopefully that will help with the problem a little bit. But remember, to even do that, you have to actually catch someone trying to enter into the United States illegally, catch them, and then put them back into Mexico. You have to catch them in the first place for that to happen. So yeah, the border crisis is still very much a crisis. And every time they have a poll on what is one of the most biggest problems in the United States, the border crisis always comes up as one of the top 5 problems in the United States. Yeah, believe it or not. Speaking of Mexico, Mexican onions have been identified as a source of a nationwide salmonella outbreak for onions. The source of a nationwide salmonella outbreak has been traced to whole onions, according to the CDC. 652 people so far have been reported sick from 37 states, and 129 people have been hospitalized. No deaths have been reported yet. Epidemiologists and traceback data show that one source of infections in this outbreak are whole red, white, and yellow onions imported from Chihuahua, Mexico, and distributed throughout the United States by ProSource Incorporated. The CDC advises people who have unlabeled whole red, white, and yellow onions at home to throw them away and not eat them. People should not eat, and businesses should not sell or serve whole onions that were imported from Chihuahua, Mexico, and distributed by ProSource Incorporated. On the stimulus package, there's multiple different things going on here on a hourly basis as they're trying to multiple different sources from the Democrat Party showing that they're trying to close out the agreements on the stimulus package by the end of this week. And here's a lot of the changes going on. Number one, President Biden says the paid leave proposal has been reduced from 12 weeks to 4 weeks. President Biden said definitively on Thursday that his proposal for paid leave and medical leave has been reduced from 12 weeks to 4 weeks in a compromise reconciliation bill, the stimulus package, being negotiated by the White House and lawmakers on Capitol Hill. Saying, quote, "It is down to 4 weeks," Biden said at a CNN town hall Thursday evening when asked about the proposed program. "The reason it's down to 4 weeks is I can't get 12 weeks. The paid leave program is one of various provisions on the package that Democrats are scaling back in order to reduce the price tags from Senator Kirsten Sinema and Joe Manchin from West Virginia have both objected to original price tags of the $3.5 trillion. Biden's admissions that Americans would be eligible for 4 weeks of paid family or medical leave under the compromise proposal is sure to disappoint lawmakers and others who have advocated forcefully for the program to provide better support for working parents and others dealing with medical emergencies. He also explicitly acknowledged that the package would not include his proposal for 2 years of tuition-free community college, but insisted that he would try again to get it passed, probably in the next stimulus package after this. "We're going to get free community college in the next several years," Biden said. Biden also mentioned that expanding Medicare to include hearing, dental, and vision could be a reach. And guess why that might be? Yeah, you know. Check this out. Biden said Thursday that expanding Medicare to include hearing, dental, and vision benefits could be a reach amid ongoing negotiations with Democrats. During the CNN town hall, Biden told Anderson Cooper that Senator Joe Manchin and Kirsten Sinema, dun dun dun, two key moderates at the center of ongoing negotiations about how to scale back the reconciliation bill, are opposed to the expansion. Yeah, that's a reach and a reason why it's a reach. I think it's a good idea, and it's not that it's costly in relative terms, especially if you allow Medicare to negotiate the prescription drug prices. But here's the thing, Mr. Manchin is opposed to that, I think, as well as Senator Kirsten Sinema. Biden explained that Manchin's opposition by saying he doesn't want to further burden Medicare because it will run out of its ability to maintain itself in X number of years. But if they give it funding from this package, well, that funding will be funded by the package. So if you give it money from these tax hikes, I mean, again, it gets additional money. So it's not going to run out of money if you give it more additional money. Biden said, look, Joe Manchin's not a bad guy. He's a friend. And he's always, at the end of the day, comes around and voted, which he did do with the third stimulus check package. The president said there have been related discussions about potentially giving recipients an $800 voucher for dental work. Bernie Sanders mentioned potentially a $1,000 voucher or a $1,000 stimulus debit card. They could load it onto a debit card. But he said that there have been less consensus on vision coverage. Yeah, so you can see here there's a lot of back and forth, a lot of big negotiations going on right now between the Democrats. A lot of it really has to do with Joe Manchin. A little bit has to do with Kirsten Sinema, but a lot of it has to do with Joe Manchin. We almost want to call him Two-Face because of the comic book character we talked about yesterday from Batman. because on one side yesterday, he said we could have a deal today. Joe Manchin himself mentioned that we could have a deal today. We could agree to the top line number today and potentially have that agreed on today. And then literally 24 hours later, from the other side of his mouth, he was saying, I also could agree to zero, saying to Senator Bernie Sanders was saying this bill should be 3.5 trillion. And then Joe Manchin said, I could agree to zero, Bernie. So it's weird because you never know what Joe Manchin's going to say. On one hand, he's saying, I could agree to a deal today. And then he'll say, I could agree to nothing today. Like, what? Like, how do you go from I'm going to agree to a deal today to I'm going to agree to nothing today? I guess it depends on which Joe Manchin we're going to see today. Um, yeah. So, nonetheless, the Democrats are trying to close out the deal by this weekend. They're probably going to be working throughout the entire weekend. Whether or not they'll get the deal done this weekend, or they are very, very close. We've had almost all the Democratic leadership saying that they're very, very close to getting the deal done, including Joe Manchin. Whether or not you consider Joe Manchin in the leadership, even Bernie Sanders says he's not really in the leadership portion of the Democrats, but this is neither here nor there. One of the other big things is Kirsten Sinema's resistance to undoing the Trump tax cuts. You can see this headline opens the door to new tax cuts that could hit billionaires even harder. What they're talking about here is the corporate tax rate that they want to raise to from 21% to about 25 or 26.5%. Remember that former President Donald Trump in the 2017 Trump tax cuts, he lowered the corporate tax rate from 35% all the way down to 21%. And Kirsten Sinema is one of the few that don't want to raise the corporate tax rate even at all. And she's been accused of being in the pockets of the corporations and being in their pockets. So the question is she really being backed by either Republicans or by corporations, certain corporations, that she doesn't want to do any tax hikes at all for corporations? But they're considering possibly, and this is just my hunch, maybe they're not going to raise the corporate tax rate at all for this package. Because remember, they're now saying they're going to do two separate stimulus packages. One, they're going to just pass what they can agree on right now. The stimulus package, we're going to call this stimulus package 4. Because remember, they've already passed 3 stimulus packages. Two main, well, there was some other minor ones underneath former President Donald Trump, but the 2 main ones that had stimulus check 1 and stimulus check 2 underneath former President Donald Trump, stimulus check number 3 underneath President Biden. When Biden came in, he passed stimulus check number 3, $1,400 stimulus check. We'll call this stimulus package number 4. It's going to be somewhere probably 1.75 to 1.9 trillion. Okay, still going to be a major stimulus package. It's expected to have the monthly child tax credit, those monthly checks, renewed for 1 year. There is some talk that potentially they could be cut completely. Just to throw that out there, there is some talk that the child tax credits could be cut completely. I don't know if that's going to happen. I did want to mention that. I don't know if that will happen, but I do want to mention that because there is some talk out there of that. I don't know if that'll happen. I don't think that'll happen. I don't know if that'll happen. But there is some talk out there that could the Democrats actually do that and cut the monthly checks to children completely. I think the talk is more of about Joe Manchin putting this income threshold of $60,000, which we read that article yesterday that could cut over 37 million children from getting the child tax credits out of them, the monthly payments, and also getting and if they put the work requirement on there, that would actually cut out more than 37 million children out of that. I th- that alone, I mean, we're talking about cutting out over 40 million children from getting those monthly payments. Ouch. I mean, can you imagine cutting out 40 million children from getting money that literally helps feed them, clothe them, shelter them? Yeah, I wouldn't want to be the person to do that. But yeah, so those monthly checks or those monthly stimulus checks that were passed from the third stimulus check package, they do want to extend that for 1 year. And then I think they'll probably try to come back in one of the next upcoming stimulus packages to extend that again. Because remember, they have confirmed now, President Biden has confirmed that they're going to come back and pass more in or more things in the next upcoming stimulus package as well. So there will be another stimulus package that from all the things they can't pass in this package, they're going to try to work on agreements for that in for the next package. So they're going to try to pass what they can agree on now, probably somewhere from 1.75 to 1.9 trillion now. Pass everything they can now. Pass the physical infrastructure package, which is 1.2 trillion. So you're still looking at what is that, like $3 trillion between the two of them. That'll create millions and millions of jobs, all sorts of stuff like that there. Get those two passed. Then they're going to come back around and then pass another stimulus package. And then who knows what will be in that package as well. And that'll be, and then honestly, there could be another one even after that before the next midterm elections, which is 12 months from now. Okay. So, and remember, the Democrats are going to try to do as much as they can before the midterm elections. Remember, they have a lot of things on their agenda. They want to pass Social Security raises for everybody on Social Security, 65 million seniors. They have a proposal out there for a $200 per month raise. As you can see here from Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, Senator Elizabeth Warren, and Senator Ron Wyden have unveiled a plan to increase benefits by $200 per month for all Social Security beneficiaries. The plan to provide more than 60 million Americans with an additional $4,000 over 2 years. So this would increase Social Security beneficiaries by $200 per month for all Social Security beneficiaries. So I think that this is something that they're definitely going to try to do um, before the election comes up, because I don't think that I think they're going to try to do as much as they can to secure their spots before the Republicans try to take over the House and the Senate. So I think, again, they've done this basically with $250 per month and $300 per month for children. And I think they're also going to try to do this for seniors with Social Security beneficiaries or Social Security benefits. And how can they do this if Social Security is going to run out of money at some point? Well, they can simply do this by doing exactly what they did with the stimulus package, and that is pay for it with tax hikes on wealthy individuals. So there's a proposal out there already to do this, and what they're going to do is impose a tax on people making over $400,000. So right now, people stop paying Social Security taxes on somewhere over, I don't remember the exact number, but it's like $142,800 or something like that. And it changes every year. Okay. But what they want to do, it increases every year based on inflation. So you stop paying taxes on Social Security once you make that amount, because you hit the Social Security income cap. Okay. There's a maximum amount of Social Security you can make. Okay. But what they want to do is they want to re implement after you make over $400,000, you would start paying Social Security income taxes again. Okay. You would start making Social Security income taxes, or you would start paying them again. So after $400,000, you would start paying Social Security taxes again, but you wouldn't get any benefits of it. So you wouldn't get any Social Security benefits of it. You would just pay the taxes and it would go to the benefit of everybody else. Okay. So it's kind of a Robin Hood type of example where you take from the rich and give to the poor, which is kind of what they're doing with this stimulus package now. They want to tax people making over $400,000. They want to tax corporations. They want to force pharmaceutical companies to lower their prescription drug prices. Now, all these tax hikes are not going to make it into this stimulus package because they have to save some of it for the next stimulus package because remember, they had enough tax hikes to pay for a $3.5 trillion package, and the package isn't going to be $3.5 trillion. So they're not going to put all the tax hikes in this package. They're probably only going to put about half of them in there. And some of the tax hikes they're going to end up saving for the next stimulus package. So I will keep you up to date with everything. Make sure to subscribe down below. It's completely free to do so. New videos come out here every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we'll see if they can get this stimulus package closed out. I will let you know what's going on here with the details. You can click here to watch my newest stimulus check video next. And you can click here to see how new Social Security raises have just been announced, and there's potentially more on the way. So click on one of those videos next. Thanks, guys, and I will see you in the next video.